Eric,
So,
have you noticed how this idea
what do you
keeps
think about
returning?
this?
That consciousness
It's more
shapes
complicated
reality.
than it looks.
Yeah, people call it the secret, the law of attraction. And half the time it gets dismissed as fantasy.
But what's interesting is, it didn't start with modern trends. That belief existed everywhere. Ancient philosophies, religions, even astrology and divination traditions.
Like the world kept repeating the same message, long before anyone had labs or equations.
And then quantum physics arrives. And it doesn't laugh at the idea. It runs experiments, over and over.
And the conclusion is kind of shocking. That consciousness isn't just in your head.
So,
It's involved in what becomes real.
what do you
That's the
think
part that
about
confused
this?
even physicists. Is this science or
It's more
religion?
complicated
But when you
than
ask
it
quantum
looks.
physicists what the universe is made of at the most basic level, they'll answer with one word.
Energy.
Everything, literally everything, is energy. So humans aren't exceptions. We're energy too.
People hear that and think it's poetic, but it's actually structural.
Think about the body, organs, made of cells. Cells contain molecules. Molecules contain atoms.
And if you keep zooming in, atoms aren't solid little balls. They're mostly empty space.
So the solid you feel is more like a pattern than a block.
Exactly. And beyond that apparent emptiness, what remains is energy.
And energy doesn't just sit there. It vibrates. It oscillates.
Even things that look fixed, metal, stone, bone. When you go deep enough, they're in constant micro-vibration.
Which means everything has a wave
So,
and a frequency.
Including us. In
What do
quantum
you think
terms,
about
we're
this?
wave-like beings. Energy with a signature.
And this is
It's
where
more
it stops being
complicated
abstract.
than it looks.
Because if we want to change our external reality, we have to change our wave state.
People usually ask the same thing right here.
Okay, so how do I change my frequency?
By changing two things. Your thoughts and your emotions.
Because thoughts and emotions aren't nothing. They're not just mood. They're invisible energy. And energy has vibration.
Meaning your inner world is broadcasting a pattern.
And we're not saying this as a motivational slogan. There are experiments that directly suggest it.
One famous example comes from an institute founded in 1991, HeartMath. From 1992 to 1995, they ran a multi-year study.
Participants were guided into a calm, coherent state, almost like meditation, then asked to generate genuinely positive emotion.
Not fake affirmations, a real internal feeling created inside the body.
While they did that, researchers used specialized measurement methods to detect subtle changes in the molecular structure of DNA.
what do you think
And the result
about
was
this?
hard to ignore.
The emotion correlated
It's
with
more
measurable changes in
complicated than it
DNA.
looks.
Just from feeling a state. Something physical shifted.
So,
If everything is vibrating energy, then DNA isn't
what
dead
do you
matter.
think about this?
It's also a vibrating system.
So when emotion changes,
It's more
it's like
complicated
introducing
than
a
it
new
looks.
wave into the system.
A kind of interference pattern. The emotional wave interacts with the body's
So-
existing oscillations, and the physical
what do you
state can
think
shift.
about this?
Which brings us to the real conclusion. Thoughts
It's
and
more
emotions have
complicated
wave
than it
properties,
looks.
and those waves can affect physical structures.
So changing your life
So,
isn't about forcing outcomes with willpower.
what do you
It's about
think
changing
about
the
this?
underlying signal you're emitting.
When your internal
more
frequency changes,
complicated
your
than it
body's
looks.
state changes. And then the kinds of realities that match that frequency become more
So-
likely to lock in.
That's the mechanism
What do you
people
think
point to
about
when they
this?
talk about attraction, resonance, frequency
It's
matching,
more complicated
not superstition,
than it looks.
at least not in the way people assume.
So the chain is simple. Consciousness influences thoughts
So-
and emotions. Thoughts and emotions
What
are
do you
energy.
think about this?
Energy vibrates as waves. And waves can change
It's more
physical systems,
complicated than it
even
looks.
DNA-level signatures.
And that's why fate can feel fixed until the wave state
So-
changes. Because the pattern that keeps repeating
you think
is the
about
frequency
this?
you keep reinforcing.
It's almost comforting.
It's more
Like,
complicated than it
you're not
looks.
broken. You're just tuned.
And tuning can be adjusted.
If we keep it practical,
So-
just briefly, how do we actually
What
shift
do you
the
think
wave
about
state?
this?
First, slow the system down. Steady breathing,
It's more
a quiet body.
complicated than it
Then
looks.
generate a coherent emotion on purpose, even for a minute.
Like gratitude, not as a
So-
positive mindset, but as a measurable state
What do you
that
think
changes
about
coherence.
Because the goal isn't pretending everything is fine.
It's more
The goal is
complicated
changing the
than it
frequency you're
looks.
broadcasting, so your reality has something new to resonate with.
All right,
So,
I'm looking forward to the next mind reset.
What do you
Thanks.
think about this?